Welcome back to Hawks Digest, everyone. I am Chris Tipmore. Yes, no intro video this time because I want to get straight to business. First and foremost, though, shout out to everyone who has made Hawks Digest one of their first listens when they need that Hawks content. And if you're still skeptical about Atlanta Hawks Digest, go through a few videos, talk to a few friends. I'm pretty sure that they will let you know the truth that Hawks Digest is one of the best Hawks channels that you have out here when it's caused for catering to the Hawks fans and what they need. You dig? So, all right, guys. Now I've been gone for a couple of days, man. Having a few things, weather's changing. Your brother was a little under the weather, just a tad bit, dealing with sinuses, allergies, different things like that. So my apologies, but I'm back now, and I want to start. I'm gonna do just like a quick little thing about the Portland Trailblazers, and then I'm gonna segue into tonight's game, tonight's previous game against the Dallas Mavericks. Now let's start with the Portland Trailblazer game. That was a tough loss, y'all. That was a tough loss. That's one of those games to where you just gotta have it. But the Hawks just looked dismal the entire time. Steve Holman even said it himself when I was driving and kind of just like listening to the broadcast of what's going on, that this is a disaster right now for the Atlanta Hawks. And I mean, and it was. I mean, we were playing the Portland Trailblazers. To their credit, they have been winning more games. They have. But coming into the game, I just like looked at the box score. I didn't look at the highlights as far as what the Trailblazers did before they reached the Atlanta Hawks. But I did see that Denny Avia had a big game. And I was looking at that and I was like, I know he plays like a forward position. It's a possibility they may try to run some offense through him. And boy, did they ever. Did they ever. I mean, Portland took the lead with it was like 8 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and they never relinquished it. They were up 57 to 54 at halftime and 16 points by Avia. Somebody that, it was a point in time to where, the Hawks going to draft him, but that's water under the bridge. Avdia finished with 32, 15, and 10, triple double versus our Atlanta Hawks with a 127 to 113 lead, win. It was terrible. The Blazers, 66 points in the paint compared to 58 for the Atlanta Hawks. A category our Hawks normally win. Another category that's critical for our Atlanta Hawks is the fast break points. We lost that as well. Only by 3, but we still lost it. 28 to 25. Next, the bench points. That's one thing that kind of like kept us around in the game. Those 41 bench points compared to 22. But something reared its ugly head in this game yet again that just cannot happen for the Atlanta Hawks, y'all. 19 turnovers, 23 points off turnovers. Second chance points also was absolutely obliterated our Atlanta Hawks. 30 over 30 something, 32, 34 point second chance points for these guys. They were getting offensive rebounds, and they unfortunately was making our guys look small. And Yucca Okongwu is. I'm noticing more and more. Yucca Okongwu is out there fighting for his life, and it's between Barlow and Mo G, on who's going to be the reserves and the guys that's going to help him in that front court. But Mo G, I think he has the height, but I don't think he has the weight. Barlow, I think he has the effort, but I don't think he has the height. And against certain situations and in certain situations and against certain players, they're going to use their strength against you. And that was one thing that happened against the Portland Trailblazers. Again, we lose that game. Terrible loss. Okay? Terrible. You just got to beat the Portland Trailblazers. I don't care no way around it. We got to figure out a way to beat teams like that. Now, credit to Chauncey Billups. He has those guys over there playing well. Former NBA player, just like Jason Kidd is, as well. Somebody that played the game. May be able to make certain adjustments that players that never played the game or coaches that never played the game could. Now, that's not taking no shot at Quin Snyder. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, like, you have guys that's played the game that made some adjustments that put guys in certain situations like Trae and others, because it wasn't just Trae, and So others like, Dyson trying to get him off of the main guy with the ball, trying to put Risacher, trying to test him. George Niang, you definitely, anytime he's on the floor, I feel like when Niang and Trae is on the floor together, those two guys are going to get attacked just because they're the biggest liabilities for the Atlanta Hawks when it comes to defense. So, there are other liabilities as well, but when you just look at those guys, that's just one thing to look at. Again, I will say terrible loss against the Trailblazers, but we didn't have time to soak. We had to turn around and get ready for the Dallas Mavericks, and of course, Portland swept us, so we lost that season series to Portland. To that turned around and had an opportunity to possibly get your lick back against Dallas, and really in both games, going back to Portland and about this game for Atlanta and Dallas, it just looked like night and day. It looked like the same things, if you ask me, as far as a certain quarter, and that's been happening lately. Like quarters have been like killing the Hawks and everything, but and against the Portland Trailblazers, you just simply got outplayed all the way around. In the third quarter, they did outscore you. Portland did 40-30. In the third quarter against Dallas, you got outscored again. You know what I'm saying, by a 10-point margin, 34-24. Now it wasn't the end all be all, but again, the Hawks lost into this game. Points in the paint, we lost that again, 42 to 48 in favor of Dallas. Also, our fast break points, we lost that again, 13-20. Bench points, we even lost that this game, 36-45. So Dallas bench, you know, it's so crazy because I did not see Dallas being able to execute this way. But that's credit to Jason Kidd. That's credit to coaching because those guys are injured over there. They got a lot of injuries, but you have guys like Klay Thompson. He's knocking down shots. I'll get to that in 1 second. Another thing I did like the fact that the Atlanta Hawks cut down on those turnovers. Only 11 tonight. 13 points off turnovers for the Hawks, 19 for the Dallas Mavericks off of 11 turnovers. So that right there is big because that lets you know that they were knocking down shots. Spencer Dinwiddie has been the primary playmaker since Kyrie Irving has went down. And Dinwiddie had 14 points and 10 assists. His fourth double-double since the absence of Kyrie Irving. And then they also got Derek Lively back. So again, we was facing front courts that could put the ball in the basket that had more size or just more skill in back-to-back games. So you look at this and you're like, man, I seen Derek Lively coming back and I'm just like, all right, they got Gafford, they got AD. They're going to try to use that big-to-big stuff. And you seen that. You seen AD giving lobs to Daniel Gafford. And, so you seen things like that and you just like, man, come on, bro. Come on, we got to figure a way out. And the Hawks fought. The Hawks have been a resilient team mostly all year, especially going down with the injuries. It's just the consistency that is the problem, and consistently beating teams that you should be able to beat. Now, Dallas, I understand, like they're going through some injuries. This right here was a more tougher game, I was thinking, on paper than it would be the Portland Trailblazers, but I also looked at it as games that you had to win. Now, AD got elbowed and everything like that. They tried to call it on us. It didn't happen because Daniel Gafford, it was friendly fire, elbow AD. And AD in this game, after that, went on to have 15 board night. Again, 5 blocks. Being a defensive presence, being one of those defensive presence that he has been when he was with LA, being one of the top defensive options. And now he's back and he's healthy. And he can play the 4, he can play the 5, depending on what lineups it is. Regardless, you've seen that it gave the Hawks a little bit of fit. But at the end of the day, Trae still had 25 and 12. Onyeka still had 20 and 14. But I go back to what I just said earlier at the beginning of the video. It's not Onyeka. Onyeka is going to do what he's going to do. He can't grow, so he's going to do what he has to do. It's Barlow and Mo G. Mo G he didn't have a good third quarter. He was he did not have a good third quarter. I'll let you know exactly what Mo G did in the third. Mo G was 2 of 7 in the third quarter, including missing 2 threes. He only gave you 4 points, 3 rebounds. You always love that, but that hurt. Honestly, that third quarter hurt everybody. Trae 0 for 2. Onyeka was 0 for 2. Zach was 1 for 5, going 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. Barlow 0 for 1. Niang 0 for 1, missing his only 3-point attempt. You know what I'm saying? 1 for 3 for Cares. The only one that was cooking was Veet and Dyson. 2 of 2 for Veet and 2 of 3 for Dyson. Another third quarter, another slow start coming out into the second half, and teams are coming out and they're stamping their approval on the game. They're stamping it. But even with all that, the Hawks still had an opportunity to win this game at the end. We were up, and then next thing you know, oh man, when Clay hit the 2 in the corner, he should have never been open. When Clay came off the screen off of Trae, Onyeka, you have to be right there. Clay had already made like 4 threes in the game up to that point. I just want guys to, when it's screen time in certain situations, I'm not saying all game. I'm just saying like in certain situations, I feel like, and I could be wrong, and if I am, please let me know in the comments. But in certain situations, I just want guys to understand what's going on. You know that AD is coming to set the screen on Trae. You know that they want Clay to get the shot because all he has to do is get in the air. Trae's not going to foul because that would be a dumb foul. So he gets in the air. Onyeka has got to be up on that screen just a little bit more in that situation when the game is close like that. If AD rolls, okay, you can possibly have some help on the back end for you, and maybe you can come in and try to like help with that. But the thing about it is 3-pointers kill you. I'll take twos all day long because I know that teams want to shoot the 3, especially against us, the Atlanta Hawks. I know teams want to do that because in the scouting report, that's something that you can do against the Atlanta Hawks. You can get the 3 ball up and possibly knock it down at a high level. So to counter that, in certain situations, you got to play up, even if you got to sell. Even if you got to sell it. I feel like if Onyeka is up on that screen just a little bit more, Clay has to do something different, or he just takes a bad shot. We knock that down. We have some laps as far as execution down low. Dyson, I know he tried to throw it into Onyeka, throws it off of AD's leg. It's just execution at the end, y'all. Execution. We could have won this game, but execution was our pitfall. And at the end of the day, we have gotten swept now by the Portland Trailblazers and now the Dallas Mavericks. And right now, last time I seen you guys, we had an opportunity. We were only 4 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks coming into this whole back-to-back situation. And now we have lost back-to-back games. And I know Milwaukee, they finally got off of their losing streak last night. So they are up, I believe, at least 1 extra game now. So it's like 5 games. It wasn't an expectation to catch the Milwaukee Bucks and take on the 6th seed. That was never an expectation. It was just a possibility before these 2 losses. And I mean, it's still games left, but guys, it's not a lot of games left, okay? And we got yet another back-to-back coming up with the Knicks and the Jazz. Saturday versus those New York Shorts, and Sunday we have to hear all that jazz. So at the end of the day, we got a day or 2 off. We got to fix this. Quin has got to fix this. Quin has got to figure out the best situation, and also guys have to knock down shots. We have to stop the slow starts. This is getting pressure cooking time, and it's almost playoff time. Then you have teams like the Magic who are behind us, the Bulls who are behind us, who are slowly winning more games, and we're getting to the end of the season, and it's almost dust settling time. Hawks, we got to be better. Guys, like I said, I apologize. Like, if you guys, so we're looking for certain aspects of this video, I just feel like this needed to be more of a serious video because, hey, we had two opportunities, golden opportunities, if you will, and we just really just dropped the ball. Honestly, we dropped the ball, especially against the Trailblazers. I feel like Denny Avia should not be having a triple double against you. But again, it was Avia, it was Banta, it was Sharp, all those guys. And Sharp had a great game against us the first go round we played Portland. So there's that. And then AD coming with that little game winner, that little floater. I hate to say it, Onyeka's not going to grow. He's going to give you an effort. But it's just like, oh man, if he just had a few more inches, he probably would have blocked that. Or it would have definitely been a miss. That's all AD did pretty much all night when it came to Onyeka. He just used his size and his height against him, and there was nothing Onyeka could do. If Onyeka was a little taller, he'd be swatting that straight up and down. So we still going to need some front court help, but at the end of the day, guys, let's go Hawks. Let's play hard and continue to get better. And hey, we got those New York Knicks coming up. We have another opportunity. You never know. Hawks take care of business against the Knicks and take care of business against the Jazz. Moving toward the end of the season, let's see where we fall. We still have the Orlando Magic coming up as well. So those are going to be tough games. At the end of the day, guys, peace and blessings to you all, and to you all, I will holler.